Yes, we're back. We're back, guys. We are back, guys. As you walk in, please make sure you hit that like button. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Please make sure you hit that notification bell on the right hand side. Remember, we do go live each and every day at 7 o'clock Eastern time. Like always, thank you for tuning in to Chaos Culture Radio. Hakeem Jordan, what's cracking like in? What's cracking like in? What is cracking like in?
Taking it one day at a time.
Hey man, feeling good, feeling great. Middle of Wednesday, so we about to get it in. We got a lot of topics we could cover today. So hey man, I'm happy to do what we do. So let's go, let's get it.
Now that, but shout out to everybody's watching us all across the board: Facebook, Instagram, Kick, and also Twitch. Guys, make sure you follow. It's so very important for you guys to follow, so you never miss it when we go live. Shout out to those watching us Rumble and also X. Thank you guys so much for tuning in on this lovely Wednesday evening. Moving along, Jordan, what's going on in the aspect of sports? What's happening in the sports, big dog?
Well, today, if you're an NFL fan, today is a big day. It is today that NFL schedules will be released. The official schedule will be released around 8 o'clock Eastern time. So right after the show is over, the NFL schedule will be released. But there has been some leaks out of the games that we're going to come out this season. For instance, for the start of the NFL season, it will be Dallas at Philly. That's going to be this. That's going to be start. When it comes to international games, we have a lot of international games, as you can see right here. We have the when it comes to the Brazil game, it's going to be the Chargers, but the other team has not been announced yet. When it comes to the Germany game, it's going to be Minnesota and Pittsburgh, and then Minnesota is still going to stay overseas, and they're going to play at London against Cleveland. And then also in London, you got the Denver playing the Jets. And also a game in London, you got the Rams versus the Jaguars. Also in Germany, you got the Atlanta Falcons and Indy. And then also in Madrid in Spain, you got Washington and Miami. Now, this is the first time Spain will have an NFL game there, and they chose Washington and the Dolphins. When it comes to the Christmas game, you have Minnesota versus Detroit. That's the I think, and then the other game is I just had it. It's going to be Broncos and the Chiefs. They're going Chiefs playing the Christmas again, and then also you have the Cowboys and the Commanders. But yeah, those are the primetime games when it comes to Christmas, and also the first NFL game of the season. But other than that, the official schedule will be out once the show is over. So I know people's gonna be happy and everything, because it's kind of exciting and of how the fans and also the players can pick, okay, how many games that their team is gonna win. So go start with you, Ronnie. Are you excited today with the NFL schedules coming out tonight?
Yeah, I'm also excited about the international game. It showed you that the NFL is starting to expand as a company and also as a brand. So now they headed on to Spain. Last year they was in Germany. They was also in London. Now they're going to Spain. So that's good for those that's in the Spain area that are going to get to enjoy some American football games. And the two most important teams, I know somebody told me a long time ago, I didn't believe it. They said the Dolphins was an international team. A lot of people grew up in Miami Dolphins. So to show you that we have Miami Dolphins will be able to have the opportunity to play in Spain with also the Washington Commander, because the Commander in Chief is in charge right now, which is Donald J. Trump. So they made a good team. So that's going to be really, really dope to see. I don't even see my team on the schedule for the international games, but however, I'm still excited about this coming NFL season. I'm just looking at the roster each and every day, see what's new, what's coming out, who's coming in. So I'm just excited, man. I'm already tired of NBA right now. No offense to NBA, but I'm just tired of the NBA. It's time for some real American football. Let's go back to the NFL. Let's go, baby. Go right ahead, Kim.
Yeah, for me, man, I'm happy that people know I play football. I love it to the death. It's good to see that, like you said, that is international. I personally, the Dolphins, the Jets, and the Jaguars are kind of my teams. So it's good to see what they're going to do and stuff like that. So that's pretty much from that. Can't wait to see how they're doing. And the fact that they're branching off internationally just says that their reach is starting to grow a little bit more.
Yeah, and I also want to add to that, Hakeem. The NFL, I think they saw this. They talked about this back in the Super Bowl week. How they have different teams. They'll be branded, go to different countries, such as Mexico, I think South Africa, a few other countries in Europe. They will be like an international brand, like they're like the team, like either they'll travel or something like that to that country, and they will try to get that country to be fans and everything, all that type of thing. So that's another good thing that the NFL is trying to do when it comes to more people from the international countries watch them. But when it comes to the schedule, I'm excited for tonight. I'm a Lions fan. I saw the link that the week one we played Green Bay the first week and everything. And also playing Christmas, which that gives us more of a primetime game of Christmas. So I'm happy about that. I'm also excited when they're gonna play Los Angeles Rams, because they come here to play on the Rams, so I definitely will get tickets for that. But yeah, I mean, today's is just another exciting day that for fans. It's like once the schedules come out, we can say, hey, we gonna win these many games, we might lose these many games, and also we want to see when's the bye week we have for our teams. I know for us in the Lions, we had our bye week early, even though we had a good record. I hope that we get a bye in November so we can get some rest and everything, because we have injuries. But yeah, man, it's definitely an exciting time, because when the schedules come out, that means in a month and a half later, training camp's going to begin. Then we got the preseason, and after that, the season. So other than that, I'm with you, Ronnie. I like basketball, but I'm thirsting for some football. So it's going to come real shortly, but I'm happy for tonight when the schedules come out.
Like, share, and subscribe, guys. Don't forget to hit that notification button right here side so you never miss it when we go live. Shout out to everybody watching us all across the board. We really do greatly appreciate you guys for tuning in on this lovely Wednesday evening. Moving along. Jordan, what's going on in the aspect of money? Money makes the world go round. Money makes our pockets fat. What's going on when it comes to the aspect of financial news?
Let's get into it. Let's talk about how tax advantages options for parents to help invest in your child's future. So we're gonna deep dive to that. We're gonna go to Yahoo Finances. They're gonna interview a CPA, certified tax accountant, how to help your kids when it comes to tax advantages for a bright future. So go ahead, I can't play the clip. Chop it up.
Child's future. There are a few tax advantage accounts that you can put to work for that savings strategy, but it's important to know the pros and the cons of each. Here to explain, and joining me now, we've got Lisa Green Lewis, who is the TurboTax CPA and tax expert. Lisa, great to have you here with us. Let's just start with an account many parents are probably familiar with, a 529 college savings plan. What are the benefits to opening one for your child?
Yes, thank you for having me. So first, the 529 account, that's great for qualified expenses for college education. So like your anything that you're not able to pay for with other like tuition. So you could pay for books. It could also be used for tuition. And then something that's fairly new over the years, you could also use it to pay for K through 12 education up to $10,000.
So with this in mind, there are also custodial accounts. Explain the pros and the cons of a custodial account for us.
Yes, so a custodial account can also be used for anything that a 529 can't pay for. So for instance, like room and board at college, or even a car, you're able to pay for other items for your kids. And you can contribute up to the gift tax limit without paying any taxes. So the gift tax exclusion is up to $19,000 if you're single, up to $38,000 if you're a married couple. So you are able to contribute that much, and parents can pick the investments that that money goes into.
We've been hearing about it, and we know parents probably know this well, about this kiddie tax. Could you define what the kiddie tax is for us?
Yes, so the kiddie tax, you would be subject to the kiddie tax with the custodial account, because when you withdraw that money it's considered income for your kids. And so your tax on your kids are taxed on a certain amount up to their tax rate as well as the parents' tax rate. And their income can go into your tax return as well.
And also here, some kids even qualify for a Roth IRA. What should parents know about opening up a retirement account for their kids?
Yeah, so as we all know, the earlier you start saving for retirement, the better. And so with a Roth IRA for your kids, they're getting those years of tax-free growth on income that they're able to withdraw when they retire. And with that, the contributions can also be withdrawn tax-free. If they do withdraw for college, that income can be taxable, but it is also a great way to save for college.
So those are 3 great accounts for parents to keep in mind. Could you also tell us some of the disadvantages that parents should be mindful of with 529s, custodial accounts, and Roth IRAs?
Yeah, so the disadvantage with 529, states have so many different rules on these, and there are also restrictions on the qualified expenses. It's mainly for college expenses. You can withdraw for other things besides college, but you would be taxed on those withdrawals as well as a 10% penalty. And then just the variations of the different types of programs that they have. It varies by state.
Lisa, great to have you here.
So there you have it. Those types of things you could, do to help your child when it comes to, when they want to go to college, they have a good enough of savings. So you can have it, for they need to go to college or, social that. So go ahead, Ronnie, what's your take?
One thing that she forgot to mention, Miss Lisa, which is a financial advisor, she forgot to mention that to make sure you have your kids on your credit as well. That's also a good look. A lot of parents tend to forget that you can add your kid as a. I forgot what they call it. Um, I can't remember the name, Jordan. I can't remember the name. Dumb. When you add your kid to your credit account, I forgot what they call it.
It's
However,
authorized user.
Yeah, authorized user. So that's really, really good. So if you're someone that uses credit a lot, make sure you add your kid to your authorized user because it's easier for them when they get older, so they already have a credit line. A lot of rich people does that, wealthy people does that as well. So they'll already be set for the future. I'm not talking about the people that spend they put kids on their account and then spend their kids use their credit cards under their kid's name and start going crazy with it. No, I'm talking about people that actually understand how money works. Good thing is to know is that you must to build for your children's future today. No wait for tomorrow. Start building today. So that extra money you may have and you plan on having kids in the near future, make sure you set up a separate savings account or a high yield savings account. I'm someone that's really into a high yield savings account. That's gonna really benefit you all for the near future. Like right now, I don't have children, but yeah, I'm still saving up for my children college tuition, even though right now I do not have children. So to show you that you gotta think ahead. Don't wait until you have children to start thinking. Go right ahead, Akeem.
Wonderful. They did everything right, but they didn't explain why you should do this in the beginning. They did say this, but there's a thing called compound interest. This is the main reason why you should do that. It's why you start early and you benefit later. Compounding interest over time, and then it reinvests itself, it reinvests itself, it reinvests itself, it reinvests itself. You could start with $20. People might not think about it. Put $20 a day, $25 every check into a 529 account, a custodial or Roth IRA. In 18 years, you're talking about you can have literally over $30,000. That's just compounding, cents on top of cents on top of cents on. That's why they call it the eighth wonder of the world. This is why you should always start. No matter how old are you, you should be investing. This is not financial advice because of compound interest. If you don't know what it is, go look it up. This is the main reason why you just put $20, $30 and later on in life, you could turn 60, you'll have maybe $10,000, $20,000 in the account and just there.
Absolutely, absolutely. Can you nailed it right on the money? And a lot of parents that don't think like that. Like doing something small like that will adds up when they get 18, 19, or 20. And once they have it and everything, you anything your child can do with it, they'll be set with the money and everything. And I also want to add this too. They never add this, but it comes to when you have your kids. Usually, states, they'll get involved. They'll have something when it comes to like saving for schooling and everything. So I know here, like once my daughter was born, I got a mail from the state from California called Cali Kids, which I can if I put like $100 into start my deposit, I'll get free money. I get like an extra $100, $150 of cash to save money on the account to invest into invest in my daughter's future if she want to go to college in the state of California and everything. So I started with that, but the options that you guys said, definitely what helps a lot when it comes to kids. And I just wish that more kids, once they have kids, start doing it immediately, because there's so many options, opportunity that you can get help from YouTube, or how you can save money for your kids when it comes to the future and everything. So there's no excuse for that. So parents just really have to once they start having kids, or once they start to get born, make sure you have a certain account so you can save your kids' future.
Yeah, why I said, Ronnie, you're not single for long. Winter is here. They're coming for you. Hopefully not. I don't want them coming for me.
Who said that?
Shout out to No Chase. Shout out to No Chase. That's also in the building. Lovely Bobby Bryan, who's also in the building as well. Like, share, and subscribe, guys. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right-hand side. Remember to click all, because we do go live each and every day at 7 o'clock Eastern time. Like always, shout out to everybody who's watching us all across the board. Facebook, Instagram, Kick, and also Twitch. Guys, make sure you follow. It's so very important for you guys to follow so you never miss us when we go live. And shout out to those watching on the Rumble and also X. Thank you guys so much for tuning in on this lovely Wednesday evening. Moving along, we're going ahead to hip hop. Oh man, what's going on when it comes to aspect of the hip hop news, Jordan?
We got some breaking news coming out today. So Kelsey, who was in the shooting with Megan Thee Stallion and also Tory Lanez. So her bodyguard came forward and confirmed new evidence as Kelsey was the one who shot Megan Thee Stallion. He chose not to say anything because he wanted to protect her upon his until recent. So news came out today that Kelsey was the shooter, the one that shot Megan Thee Stallion in the foot. So go ahead, play the clip from the lawyer. And after that, we're going to chop it up.
Not long ago, Unite the People was approached by a gentleman named Bradley James. Mr. James informed us he was working as the bodyguard and driver for Ms. Kelsey Harris during Mr. Peterson's trial. As such, he was in close proximity and he had privy to conversations she was having with her husband and others. Mr. James informed us he was not under a non-disclosure agreement or a confidentiality agreement and was free to speak with Unite the People, and that he was doing it because his conscience would not let him not speak and leave a man in prison for something he did not do. Mr. James informed Unite the People that he was witness to the conversation Ms. Harris had where she stated she had the gun, she fired it 3 times, Mr. Peterson grabbed her arm and knocked it down, and the gun fired 2 more times. In essence, Mr. Peterson never shot anybody, never even touched that gun, never fired the gun. This statement aligns with the statement of the only non-party witness to the case, Mr. Sean Kelly, who at trial testified he saw 2 women fighting, 2 men break up the fight, 1 man grabbed the other one's arm. Gunshots came from the passenger side. Passenger side is where Ms. Harris was sitting. This further iterates that Mr. Peterson did not shoot Miss Pete, did not shoot at Miss Pete, or did not assault Miss Pete. It's just another irregularity in a list of irregularities in this case. For example, there were 3 potential suspects in the car that night, and yet the only DNA sample was taken of Mr. Peterson, even though unknown DNA was found on the gun. Why wasn't Miss Harris's DNA taken? Or was it taken and the information simply never given to the defense? Why wasn't the driver of the car, Mr. Jaquan Smith's DNA taken? Or was it taken and again, simply not given to the defense? Not long ago, Unite the People was approached by a gentleman named Bradley James.
Yeah, so we finally found out, as we all 3 of us kind of knew, like who really shot Megan Thee Stallion. But now we have confirmed that information. I'm also hearing that Tory Lanez is trying to get to Governor Newsom and try to pardon him out of jails, which is recent information that we have. So go ahead, Ronnie. What's your take?
Innocent black men go to jail all the time because of lack of evidence or because someone didn't come forward. Now, luckily for the driver's sake, everybody kept saying the driver was the key witness because he's the driver. He sees everything. Not only the driver, but also the bodyguard. But this kind of showed you why you should not get involved in women's affairs. If you see women getting at it, let them go at it. I don't think men should start breaking up women's fight. Let them go at it. If guns involved, let guns get drawn because as you can see, this man went to jail for something that he didn't even do, for trying to break up a fight to the point that he almost lost his life. Yesterday? Yeah. So it just show you that, like, come on, you to me, what took the legal team so long to come out with this now? You come out with this after you realize he got stabbed. That when you realize that, man, this man might end up dying in prison. Boy, I tell you, go right ahead, King. Crazy.
For a lot of people who don't remember, I advocated for Tory Lanez. I know he didn't do this. I know this was notice now this is just says that Megan's career is over. It was already on life support. That surviving Megan stuff was a joke. This only just brought a divide between black men and black women. And then you want to say, regardless of the fact that he went to prison, a lot of people are going to say, oh, he shouldn't have slept with both of them. Does that matter when she the one grabbed the pistol and just, He went to prison, he ain't see his son, and he in there, and women would say that that's just the cost of doing business. Free Tory Lanez. Let's get that band back out here. I need him to release another album. I need the US. I need a public apology for Megan. I need a public apology from Rock Nations and his subsidiary, Live Nations. He was a felon with gunpowder. He didn't touch the gun. There was no residue on it. He tried to grab it from her because she had the pistol. And you see, Sugar Bum, you're so pro-woman, you can't see the fault in what women do. Y'all thinking a hide mentality. Y'all can't do no wrong. So this is why we're in the place we're in right now. Free Tory Lanez.
Absolutely, man. We kind of figured this, we kind of knew who really shot Megan. I just wish, Tory Lanez at the time when he was, they was doing the trial, I just wish, they would have, take Tory Lanez to take a stand and, tell his story and everything, which he never did. And that really kind of cost him being in jail in 10 years and everything. So now with this new information coming up and everything, I hope that Governor Newsom can see what's going on, that he saw this and he gets free as immediately as he can. I'd likely like stuff like this, like when governors, when they see stuff like this before they do, because I think, next year is the it's the midterms and everything. And usually governors, before, they leave office and everything, usually they might pardon some people. And then hopefully, if not now, or right after, he leaves his term next year, Governor Newsom can, pardon Tory Lanez because, it just you know, the bodyguard finally said something what he should have said back in court, that, you know, new information that, you know, Megan was shot by Kelsey and not Tory Lanez and everything. So yeah, man, it's time to free Tory Lanez. This man almost got deleted by the stabbing, not yesterday and everything. So it's time for Tory Lanez to, you know, do his redemption, make a comeback, get out, and he do what he need to do. And I agree with you 100%, Hakeem, because of Melly Sound's career, it's dead. It's dead. And you know, after this information, I'm thinking probably after the summertime, you know, you might see a lot of, you know, people that support Meg and really turn the other cheek and try to root for Tory Lanez to get out of prison.
Yeah, the fact or he went to jail for being a felon in a possession of a gun, which is also a fact too. He was a felon that day had possession of a gun. However, the gun was not really in his possession because that was really they pretty much, I think, alleged saying that was the driver's gun that he was pretty much trying to grab from. Ooh, bro, this whole case to me was just red flags all over the place. Sugar bum that to the point that I didn't watch the whole case in its entirety because I thought it was a joke. But when he got convicted, I knew they were gonna get him on a gun charge, but I didn't expect them to get him on the aspect of trying to shoot Megan and Stallion. I think that's what everybody's the one shot about. But let's see if he gets free. He already got stabbed up. Share, and subscribe, guys. Don't forget to hit that notification button right hand side. Remember to click all, because we do go live each and every day at 7 o'clock Eastern time. Like always, shout out to everybody that's in the building. No Chaser, the lovely Sugar Mom is also in the building. Shout out to Patrick right now watching us on Instagram. Thank you guys so much for tuning in on this lovely Wednesday evening. Moving along, you already know it's Wednesday evening. A lot of hot stuff to talk about. So go right ahead, Jordan. What's cooking up in the oven? What's happening when it comes to aspect of the Diddy trial?
So this is day 3 of Diddy trial, and you know, from what we heard, from the sources I heard from what happened today, the first is when it comes to the settlement of that she got from Diddy from the civil suit that she put out. Originally, she wanted $30 million at the time, but she did confirm that she has received $20 million for the settlement from Diddy. Also, that, you know, back in 2018, which, you know, they broke up. You know, she claimed that Diddy had raped her after they broke things off. She says she has been traumatized and, you know, drove her to attempt suicide. Also, when that Diddy tape came out, when Diddy attacked Cassie in a hotel last year, it was a 15. If we found out, it was the video was 15 minutes long, and also during the fact that she was leaving from a freak off because it was him, Diddy was watching, also was having sex with a sex worker, and we found out that she was leaving a freak off, and she was, you know, on drugs at the time, and that's when, you know, we saw a video of her attacking him and everything. So that wasn't a time, but she was 2016. That was a freak off, and then also she also said that Diddy made threats against Cassie when it comes to, you try to leave me, I will release these freak offs videos. And she also said, you know, when it comes to how many freak offs she's been through, she said she has been to maybe 100 or something and everything. That, you know, when it comes to that, you know, she has suffered from sores in her mouth because she has so much stuff. I ain't gonna say, but she has so much stuff in the mouth from multiple men of sex that she had with men and everything. They said she got addicted, you know, since with the freak offs, she got addicted from drugs, from Xanax, all types of things, because he was involved in so many freak offs and everything. And also I heard from a source that when Cassie was describing the freak offs, like how many partner that she had, they said that Cassie's husband was staring at Diddy, staring at Diddy because of all the stuff that, you know, Cassie has done to Cassie and everything. So, but go ahead, Hakeem. I do have a video from a journalist, how he talks about how the government is using domestic violence instead of focus on the RICO charges towards Diddy.
So I just came out of the Diddy trial. Got a ton of notes for you guys. I'm gonna break down these videos. I gotta get out of NYC though, but I hate to say it. The bottom line is people who came to watch the case were walking out. I hate to say it. We were getting bored in there with Cassie's testimony. I think everybody thought it was going to be explosive. This is a RICO case. They're trying to show S-afficking, if you know what I mean. And I hate to say it, but the government is doing a terrible job at showing it. Now, they are showing, yes, domestic violence. They keep asking her, so at these freak-offs, who selected your outfits? Who Diddy? But they're not showing, okay, this escort was taken, traveled here for this. And it's not showing multiple people involved. All you're seeing the government prove is that Diddy committed domestic violence, but that is a state case that is not need a federal trial. So I hate to say it, guys. We know we don't want this. But I think Diddy could get off on the RICO charges. I'm not seeing it. I could be wrong, but the government is just not doing a great job. I stepped out because I'm just dying in there. It is really hard. It's hard to write all day. I will have more info on stuff for you guys. Cassie broke down on the stand crying, basically just saying that she loves the diddler and she would do anything for him. And I hate to say it, but I think the defense is going to come back and say, well, this is a case of somebody who is just so in love that she would say, literally, I just wanted to make him happy. I didn't want him to be angry or upset because he didn't know what could happen. And so I think the defense is going to get up there and say, look, you were just so in love with him, you would do anything he asked you to. Well, guess what? That's not, that was your choice. That's what they're going to say is you were an adult and you made that choice, whether good or bad, you made that choice to do anything for him for love. So I don't know, Patriots. I got to get out of here. I'll get you guys more. Wish me luck. I love you guys. I will keep you updated and I will be back here. Thank you. I love you, New York, too. Secret Service, I'm out. Samson for president.
So those what kind of happened day 3, and I think tomorrow I think they're still going to question Cassie again about more stuff when it comes to the freakouts and everything. But when it comes to the government, I don't know what Texas is trying to do because he was right about when it comes to the defendant, they could use Cassie and say using Cassie say you love the man and what you could have stopped if you did love the man you could have stopped and everything. So I don't know what the government is trying to do. But go ahead, Ronnie. Ryan, what's your take on day 3 trial?
No, but this is a prime example. I know Sugar Boy right now say why Cassidy's pretty much the main witness and she's dropping the ball. I told people, a lot of people, this should not have been able to go to a Fed case. It should have been a state case. It doesn't make any sense. They're trying to get P. Diddy on a RICO charge. When you're trying to get P. Diddy on a RICO charge, you gotta show like certain motives. Right now, P. Diddy already settled with Cassie. That's why it didn't make no sense for them to have her on the stand to give out more information. Not even the aspect of the video. They show video coverage today of the domestic violence they had at that hotel. They show you that there was a domestic violence situation. There was in a toxic relationship. Within the toxic relationship, a lot of things was going on. Even the aspect of their sexual escapade. Everybody knows P. Diddy is known to have a sexual appetite. Everybody knew about these freak offs. It doesn't surprise nobody one bit. So I already knew that Diddy might come out victorious within this case. And Cassidy is their main star witness. So I don't see who else they have on board who's going to be their star witness. Cassidy was the only one they had right there. She was the only one. So if they have somebody else, I'll be surprised because the male escort, he failed the other day, so he didn't do a good job. And now Cassie not doing a good job. Wait till the defense take over, I think, next week. That's a wrap for her statement. So go ahead, Akeem, your thoughts.
So, and Sugar Bum, I don't know if you ever been arrested before or ever been through a court case. They have to show burden of proof. And this is a RICO. So there has to be able to list the charges that is on there. Now, if they just got him on circumstantial evidence, this is the problem. You see what I'm trying to say? And we're going to look at this from a point like, and you said they might have other witnesses. These have to be concurrent to what they saying, what they got the charges listed on. we still to this day don't see why he's arrested for. Like when we think about real schmex trafficking, real this and that, like what the guy said, he said something clearly. If you did this because you was loved, they're not going to say you was forced at your will. Nobody has said that. You picked up and you left. What even is crazy for me is that you got a settlement and you still testifying. That's crazy work. I've never seen that done before.
Federal, you can do that. Federal, you can do that. You can look it up. Federal, you can do that. State, you can't, but federal, you can't. Especially when it's a RICO case. That's why they was able to do that.
We're gonna see him. He's gonna get out of jail. Let's just hear me out, man. He's going to get out of jail.
No, but Cassie is the main star witness.
She's the main star.
I don't know who else they got. Oh, who else they got? No, we're gonna talk about DDG
soon.
That's actually next. Actually,
that's actually next. We're talking about Diddy right now. We're gonna get into the DGD debacle. But go ahead.
Shout out to the new subscriber as well.
Crypto
following this real closely and everything. Like, I don't get what the prosecution is doing by labeling Diddy with all this stuff he did with the free costs and everything. Try to show that, you know, I'm guessing try to show the jury that what type of monster he is, and maybe later on during the trial, you know, later during the weeks, they're gonna, you know, see why they're gonna add, you know, with the trafficking, the RICO, the trafficking and the RICO charges and everything, which I don't know what they're doing, because the thing is, it's like if you the feds, you know, why would you bring Cassie if she already settled with Diddy already, and you know why you got to name all these details of Diddy, you know, every single detail with in a relationship with Diddy and Cassie and everything, you know, even though I don't know what, like I said, what they're doing and everything, but it is what it is. But maybe by tomorrow or Friday or next week, we could see what the prosecutor is trying to do. But when it comes to the defense of Diddy and everything, this is a piece of cake because all the stuff that, you know, Cassie did and everything, you know, I'm guarantee you the defense will ask her, was you in love with the man, loving the man, or do you still have love from him till right now and everything? So, you know, with this situation, I'm just kind of confused. And I think that when it comes to this part of the trial, I think, you know, defense can win. So, but like I said, we don't know more what's this gonna come. We don't know when it comes to the tapes. There's still tapes out there that we don't know that who's on the tapes and everything, that the prosecutor might use it as evidence against Diddy and everything. So right now, you know, listening to right now, I like I said, I don't know what the tactic prosecutors are doing, but it might be a good tactic that they might, you know, show a jury, and then they might, you know, do a surprise and really trying to turn this case around, and it might be that effective to put on Diddy, which, you know, they can, you know, use something else against Diddy and show why he's a monster and show why, you know, he should be charged and go to jail and prison, all that type of things. But right now, you know, I just, like I said, right now it's kind of, I mean, we're just learning about the nasty stuff that's going on, you know, stuff we don't need to know about, and stuff that the kids don't need to know about either, because if I'm a kid, I don't know how I'm in there. And also Cassie's husband, I don't know why he in there listen to all the stuff that Diddy used to do to Cassie as well. I don't get that, but I guess it's for support, but listen to all this thing is crazy. So, but like I said, the case is not over yet. We're gonna keep giving you more details, you know, how it's turning. But right now, it looks like Diddy is on the winning side at the moment.
Like, share, and subscribe, guys. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right-hand side so you never miss it when we go live. Shout out to everybody that's watching us all across the board. We really do really appreciate you guys for tuning in on this Wednesday evening. Like she said, I think this is the moment of truth. Jordan, what's going on when it comes to aspect of Halle, Bev, and DBG? What's happening over there, big dog?
So this news broke off yesterday, and we found out that Halle Bailey is put out sole custody against her father. She wants sole custody, and also request sole custody, and also request a court order to prevent child abduction due to Diddy's allegation of abuse and threats that they put out. And so, and also she put out the restraining order against DDG. So after that's been said, you know, when it comes to DDG try to pick up Halo, They have been having, you know, a few arguments. Also, there's been some physical altercation, which we see pictures of Haley Bailey, you know, has bruises on her arms. Also, she had a chipped tooth. So it broke our news yesterday. But go ahead, I can play the video from E News, and also after that, we have another video from DDG's friend Deshaun Frost. He talked about the situation as well. And then after that, we'll chop it up.
Halle Bailey is taking legal action against her. News. In the request filed in Los Angeles,
It's messing up on you?
Yeah.
If it doesn't work, so you can try to play the other video and then go back to the.
Give me one moment.
Okay.
We have a woman in chat that she's staying with DBG.
I was in a lot of pain. Before adding elsewhere, Daryl lacks an understanding of how his actions impact Halo. He is often verbally abusive towards me in front of Halo. Halle also describes multiple other alleged altercations between the pair, including receiving a threatening text from DDG in March after he allegedly entered her home while she wasn't there. According to the docs, days later, the musician allegedly locked Halle out of her house and stole her phone before driving away and throwing it out of his car window. In addition to these interactions, Halle says DDG often engages in bad-mouthing me to his several millions of fans across YouTube and Twitch, which she says results in her receiving threats and hate on social media. She adds, "I have done everything possible to avoid going to court," before concluding with, "I cannot allow this abuse any longer. I cannot keep living like this." E! News has reached out to reps for Halle and DDG and has not yet heard back.
He's held his tongue the whole time. Bro, they've been through so much shit, bro. Real shit. Real shit. Nigga, the Diddy used to tell me, nigga, she used to smack the shit out of him on the bed. He chilling, she smacking the shit out of him. Real shit. Bow, you sitting on in his bed. Bow. Like, real shit. That's what I'm saying, bro. Real shit. Like, I'm saying, bro. Like, I'm just saying, bro. Like, he not gonna talk or whatever the fuck he wanna say. Whatever, bro. He can say whatever he wanna, or you're not gonna say. But I'm not gonna let people think that my dog is some fucking abuser or some shit, bro. Hell nah. Hell nah. I'm not gonna let no people think my dog an abuser or some shit, bro. Nigga is not no fucking abuser. This nigga do not be putting his hands on women or trying to do that type of shit, bro. Bro. Never. Crazy, bro. D is always. People say, and I seen some people saying, oh, family not speaking on it, whatever, because it's true. Man, that shit not fucking true, bro. If that's why is she coming out right now with all this shit? If that shit in January, why she ain't do all that shit in January? Why you gotta wait 6 months? 6 months and all this other shit. Like, why are you taking that route? You can't prove that this nigga a bad father. You can't prove this nigga a bad father. You can't do that route. Or you can't prove that he's not trying to co-parent or doing anything. So you gotta pull this, like, this card. It's weird. It's weird. It's just weird, bro. And I don't like seeing my brother down or any of that type of shit. So I'm always gonna speak well, speak high of my brother. You know what I'm saying? It's just weird how the timing of everything is. Personally, to me. If you want to ask me, I think Halle's part of the Illuminati. People say, and
so those are pictures that she put out about, you know, her being bruised. She had a chipped teeth, and those are the text messages that DDG sent to her while she was on vacation with her sister. So we have earlier this year, we have heard DDG. He talked about, you know, not seeing his son. You know, it has been problems, you know, right after they broke up, because they've been broken up since October. And now, we like I said, we don't know DDG's side of the story, because right now he's gonna keep quiet, and also his side of the family is keeping quiet as well until I don't know what's gonna happen. So, but yeah, she put out custody against her son, and also put down as DDG as accused her of being an abuser. So go ahead, Ronnie. What's your take on all this?
I just want to keep it clear because I know this is right here. This is a sensitive topic because there is women that are in abusive relationship. So you are in abusive relationship. To me, always seek help and don't be afraid to put a restraining order on anybody that's abusing you or putting it behind in jail. Let's keep that. Let's make that clear. And this is not a pro man channel. Sugar Bum. This is like we just reporting news and let's go in. So Halo. This is what she said. She said she had enough of DBG. According to TMZ, she had enough of DBG abusing her. She filed a police report, of course, on yesterday and asked the court to protect her from her child father. This is all coming from TMZ, folks. It's not coming from me. It's coming from TMZ. So Halo pretty much are saying that they had numerous conversations where between her and DBG will pretty much every time they'll have some form of engagement, he will physically attack her, physically make fun of her, physically make up certain sources about her on his live stream. I don't really watch his live stream too much. I know sometimes we report some of his clip bites when they go viral. However, he did talk about the aspect, like Jordan stated, he did talk about the aspect of how him not spending enough time with his son is because of Halo. She's not giving him the opportunity to spend time with his son. So eventually, I don't know, during that time span between October and January, they made an agreement for them to have that co-parenting thing going on. But however, during that time, he still was able to, according to her, he was still able to get physical with her to the point that he hit her too. To me, she waited too long. If this was going on for that long period of time, she should have gone ahead and report it. And also, somebody mentioned in the chat, which is also true, Ruby Rose also stated that he used to abuse her too as well. And that's also that's not alleged. That's actually she spoke about that too. Like he's very abusive boyfriend. I don't know how true that is. That's their remember they date each other. To me, if you ask me who's telling the truth, I think she's telling the truth, guys. I think he's abusive. Not only that, there been times. This is just my opinion. There's been times he hang around Blueface. Blueface even told him. There's videos you can look it up yourself. There's video surfaces when he comes out and saying that, hey, if you want to control these girls, this is what you got to do. So Blueface is known for being an abusive guy as well, and that's why he's in jail what he's doing right now. So, Hakeem, your thoughts on this? I think she's telling the truth.
Y'all might be shocked what I'm about to say. Hello? I believe her. I believe he put his hands on her. I believe that there have been abuse. I believe there have been verbal abuse. Did Shay act like he's smoking on that stuff? Because I've watched DDG and he have repeatedly talked about her on his lives. Repeatedly, like this not a thing. How did we know that he was having problems with her? You know what I mean? I don't know. I can't allege it. It's allegedly what he may have said, but I honestly believe her. Halle and her sister are not too in the media like that. And when I say in the media like that, not like most people. Their business is not always out there. I didn't even know she was dating, to be honest with you. That's how much her business is like quiet. You feel me? When she dated DGD, I was like,
I can't. We didn't know she was pregnant until
we didn't know she was pregnant. Just what I'm saying. So she's not a media person. So for her to come out like this, I say, yes, they had to do. Like he had to put his hands on her. Like I 100% support and believe her. I know all his family and friends, they're sad because this might damage his career. But hey.
No, he never bashed her on the line. However, he would talk about like certain situations when it came to aspect of his kids. She not giving him enough opportunity to spend time with his children. But she kept telling him periods of time, if you're gonna go live, don't bring your child on the live stream. And he continued to do it, even when he was on Aiden Ross and all these other people contact, especially Kai and that. Go ahead, Hakeem.
Listen, crypto made me rich. He didn't have to say anything negative. All he has to do is get on and feel sad, like, damn, she got doing this. The fans are going to attack her, and they have attacked her. She has said that. She has stated that. The worst thing you can ever do is make the woman who you have kids with look bad in public. This is why I don't agree with these public relationships. I don't agree with I don't agree with Dub doing the Britney. I don't agree with that. That stuff need to be keep online. Never make your baby mama or your baby daddy look crazy in public. Because these kids got to watch this stuff. They're going to grow up. This stuff is archived now. Oh, my dad was beating on my mama. The little boy don't know nothing. You know what I mean? So he needs to get prosecuted. He needs to, listen, like anybody who put their hands on women, you got to lose everything. I'm for all that type of work.
And they kind of show you, too, when it comes to aspect of black women. Black women really stand for their man. Even though their man could be abusive, they won't say anything. It took her, like I said, between October all the way to January, she hasn't said anything.
She hasn't nothing at all.
So it kind of shows you that how much she did care about him. Go ahead, George.
It also comes with this. Since they broke up, you can tell that they really, like, after they broke up, they never had a verbal communication or a plan. Once they broke up, how do you schedule visitations or split custody and everything? Not by going to court, but to do it, talk about it and everything. So, and you can tell from each other side that it's been lopsided when it comes to who can have Halo or plan or have a basic schedule and everything. And with this situation, it kind of blows up and everything, and we can see that like the past 6 months and everything, we hear at the time DDG on the sides about it's a struggle not seeing my son from time to time and everything. And from Halle, we haven't heard anything from her side because she's very quiet and everything. She doesn't talk publicly about her son nor her relationship and everything. And now that we saw this pops up and everything, and this is what I see from afar. I see that at the time, I think Halle had no choice but to get a restraining order against DDG, because if all this stuff is true and everything, she didn't want to see her son father, go to jail or get prosecuted. That's why you never see she haven't even called the cops ever since they broke up, or she just went to say, hey, I want full custody, and also I want a restraining order and everything. It's like, but I don't think that he want to see him go to actual jail and everything. I don't think she want to see the son's father want to go to jail and everything. But when it comes, like I said, when it comes to the situation and everything, if there has been some abuse, I could definitely see that, because I want to know when it comes to Halle, what makes DDD tick like that to put his hands on her and everything, because like I said, we don't know how Halle Berry is personally, because she's not online, she's not public like that, but we do know how DDG is and everything. So like I said, we saw the pictures. I mean, do I believe it? Yes, because I don't think Halle wanted to put this much stuff on DDG, but I think like she had no choice to do it, especially after she went on vacation with her sister and everything. DDG sent a text out to Halle and said, hey, I know you out here with this dude and everything, which I find that him being kind of insecure in such things, because usually DDG once he builds a relationship, he's in another relationship, and now that you see that your baby mama is out there doing all about, and he might have some insecurities that Halle Bailey is maybe dating somebody and everything, and dating somebody else, or I don't like, which we don't know and everything. And it's like DDG is kind of like getting on Halle for some stuff that Haley's probably not doing everything. And I want to know why, if that's the case, why he feels so agitated to send her text messages or go to the house unannounced looking for your son, and not really calling her and say, hey, can I see my son today, or making the schedule and we'll see my son today. So
Jordan, I got a question for you.
Yeah,
I want to pose this because this is something I did not disagree with Halle did. You a father, right?
Right.
You with your child every day.
Right. She's right by. She's right here.
Right by here. So that must mean her mother has a level of trust with you because you always done the right thing. Correct?
Correct.
If a mother's instinct says that he's not doing what's safe for the child, she's going to restrict any access to it. So when I see her say, hey,
I want to say this, King. Women will have that conversation with you monthly about stuff. It's like, hey, I don't feel my daughter safe by doing this stuff. And sometimes you might mess up, but they'll also just remind you about stuff like this. So women will tell you all the time about safety things about their child.
So if she wants to protect her kid's image, and she wants to protect trolls, she wants to protect, because let me tell you something, her audience, totally different. Look what Sugar Bum said. Let's not underestimate his community. There are trolls over there. They are disrespectful. So her audience is different from his audience. I 100% agree with them. You got little YNs in every, not saying that the community is, but she doesn't come from that lifestyle. Why allow her child to be exposed to that? So I feel if the mother feel for the safety of her child, I'm going to always agree with if she say, hey, I don't want my kid to be on your lives because these people are not going to be respectful. Or please, let's have some type of privacy when it comes to our children. We shouldn't expose to them. I'm going to support her on that.
Now, when it comes to the aspect of the judge grant a Halo a domestic violence restraining order required DDG to stay 100 yards away and gave her permission to take nearly eight months old Halle, pretty much a child, to Italy. So he won't be seeing the child either, according to the restraining order. So they don't see him fit as a parent. Unfortunately, when he did find out the news, he was on Aiden Ross Live. He was shocked by it. I think he was shocked by it because he didn't believe she was gonna come out. That's what shocked him. You put your hands on her, bro. You put your hands on her, you put your hands on her.
You put your hands on her.
You gotta learn
You got
that. Keep your hands to yourself. Don't put your hands on girls, man.
Listen,
on women. Just don't put your hands on them.
Don't put your listen. If he did it and it comes to the case, I want the Maybachs repoed. I want the Benzes repoed.
He got a stronger. He's not gonna lose no money out.
And the thing is, remember on the thing, she said that DDG put hands on her while the son was watching. I just want to say that, put that out there too.
Yeah, that's why the judge they don't see him fair as a father. But to me, you gotta learn from the mistake, bro. Keep your. I would say there's a lot of emotional men out here, and they gotta learn to walk away. And the only reason why it is not as big, because I came and Jordan, you know, she's not a white woman. I'm just being honest. If she was white, it would have been a whole nother conversation. But yeah, that's why. But he would have lost everything.
Those are trigger words you just said.
But it's true though.
Those are trigger words. Woo.
As a black woman, but it was a white woman, it would have been a whole nother ball game. Let's keep it 100. You know, it would have been a whole nother ball game. Like, share, and subscribe, guys. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right-hand side so you never miss it when we go live. Shout out to all the new subscribers. Thank you so much for being here, guys. We really do really appreciate you. Crystal H and also Crypto
Maybe
Rich. Thank you so much for engaging in the conversation. We really do greatly appreciate it. And I hope you hit that notification bell because we do have dope conversation over here. We don't hold back. As you can see, we do not hold back. Moving along. Final topic on today's show, Jordan. What's going on when it comes to the aspect of what? The Menendez brothers? They got free?
So what happened to the Menendez brothers here in Los Angeles? So the family react to they've been resentenced when they came into court today. So I'm not gonna say too much. So go ahead. I can't play the clip, and after that, we'll chop it up.
Hearing from Eric and Lyle Menendez this morning, as well as some relieved family members, one day after those brothers won their years-long fight for a new sentence.
Yeah, the brothers are immediately eligible for parole, and their family says their faith in the justice system has been restored. Eyewitness News reporter Carly Gomez live in downtown L.A. with the exclusive reaction. Carly.
Good morning. Now, this is a huge step forward for the Menendez brothers as it now offers them hope for release. Their 50-year sentence now eliminates their life in prison sentence and now offers them that opportunity for parole. Now, after hours of testimony yesterday, the judge in this resentencing hearing heard from family members, a former judge, and an inmate who say the brothers have been rehabilitated in prison.
Crazy.
The inmate saying they helped him turn his life away from gangs. The retired judge testifying the brothers changed his views on inmate rehabilitation through their help with the elderly. And family members say they're grateful and relieved by the judge's decision.
I want a little shout out to Judge Jessup. Because for restoring this family's faith in justice.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, for sure. For reading the law.
Was it shocking or was it just a relief?
It was a relief.
It was a relief. I think it was emotional.
Yeah.
Both, yeah. I think even though many of us have heard this before, it was amazing to hear it in the context.
Right.
And to actually watch them say it to the entire courtroom after all the accusations from the DAs.
It was validating because we all knew the truth. We all knew the truth, but the truth never came out.
The brothers releasing an exclusive statement to ABC News. Eric saying, "I'm deeply grateful for the courageous, the judge, and his belief in Lyle and me. I will not let him down." The LA County District Attorney Nathan Hochman, who originally turned down their bid for resentencing, said when the brothers were previously asked if they killed their parents because of sexual abuse, he says their answer was no. Hochman claims he didn't feel the brothers were remorseful and it wasn't the time yet for resentencing. It is now up to the parole board to decide whether or not Eric and Lyle Menendez will be up for parole. But earlier this year, Governor Gavin Newsom actually set up a special hearing for parole on clemency to potentially let the brothers out. That hearing is expected to take place next month. Live in downtown LA, Carly Gomez, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
There you go, Jordan. Gavin Newsom went about the Menendez brothers. He don't care for no toilet.
Yeah. If it's like that, he might burn next year and everything. But yeah, so they have the eligibility to get parole, which is likely they might get out. So go ahead, Ronnie, what you say?
They're gonna get out. He gonna buy. Now I'm laughing. He gonna buy them, and now they gonna forget about Tory Lanez. That's why I'm laughing. He's like, he enjoy how they watch out for their own. The Menendez brothers, they getting out scot clean. They've been in jail over 40 years, I think. If I'm not mistaken, they was in their teens. So there was like a funny. Hey, Crystal, hey, this is too funny because I know they're gonna get out. The Menendez brothers gonna get out, and trust me, they're gonna do a Netflix special on the Menendez brothers because everybody want to know their story. Their story was just an unusual story, especially in the 90s. Oh man, people was wondering what happened with the two brothers. I remember I seen documentaries on that. So the Netflix special is coming out on the Menendez brothers. You know, like they finally say justice was served, and they feel like they overcame this case. Go ahead, Hakeem, your thoughts. But Tory Lanez ain't coming out, but though.
We already know this. The Menendez brothers going to. I was just so worried. Hey, I was worried. Who's the random black guy in the back? I'm like, I know he don't look like a Menendez. I'm looking at. Listen, I'm trying to pay attention, but I see a random black guy in the video. Menendez, black boy. So I was like, okay, but the Menendez brothers gonna get out. They'll be out by the end of June. By the end of June, and they're gonna become millionaires overnight.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree with y'all 100%. Just listening to the news, yeah, they're gonna get out. They're gonna get out pretty soon. I agree with Hakeem. They might get out next month.
Yeah.
And not surprising. And I know the family. They're very happy that they get to see the brothers get out of prison. They've been in there for so long, so they feel like they're innocent. So yeah, they're gonna get out, and they definitely might take a tour, like a news tour, go around and talk about what happened back in that case, and also being a life in the prison, and writing might be working on the next Netflix special, or maybe they also write a book as well. I won't be surprised if one of the brothers write a book as well. So they'll be out shortly.
Yeah, they Hollywood sensation when they get out. I'm telling you, people gonna be interviewing because that story, like Christopher said, that story was told like 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know. this is like a big thing. Like I would say that's gonna bring California right back on the map. The Menendez brothers, oh yes. I can't. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna watch it because them two. Their story is very very interesting. Not only that, but I know we're gonna talk about this. I know we on overtime right now. Go ahead.
Shout out to Busy Out for commenting on my haircut.
Oh yeah, shout out to because Hakeem got a fresh haircut. Yeah. So this one right here, because I really want to talk about this one because I know this one is very very touching for people that can relate to this story. Go ahead, Jordan. When it comes to aspect of Terrence Howard's daughter speak about sexual abuse, go right ahead.
Yeah, so Terrence Howard went viral yesterday, and she talked about how she was abused by her cousin at 7 years old, and also talk about forgiveness. And also, when she was 2 years old, she was assaulted. And so, when she was 12, she said he was 12 and he did something to me. So, at 2 years old to 12 years old, and she talked about also about forgiveness as well. So go ahead, clean, play the clip, and after that, we'll chop it up.
I was 7. I was molested by my cousin. I forgive him. I don't think I'm ready to do this. My heart is beating so fast. And I don't cry because I'm hurt because of him. It's not that. I hurt for him. Because when he was 2 years old, just 2 years old, he was a baby. He was raped. And so when he was 12, he did something to me. He deserved to be protected, but he wasn't. And that happened. And that's why, Chris, I'm so thankful for you. Because you told this story. You told the story of generational abuse. And I don't think I have many words. But let the story guide you. I am so lucky to be a part of it. I am so grateful to be able to speak and put a name to it. I am not afraid. I am not ashamed. I am proud. I love. Do not pity me. But watch and understand that this happens. Don't look away. Don't look away.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so I guess he felt like,
oh Jesus,
talk about, what she's been through to feel like, everybody else is listening to her, that, if they in the situation that she's in, you're not alone. So go ahead, Ronnie, man. What's your take?
To me, this is the problem I have with the aspect of social media. You don't have to take everything to social media.
Oh my God.
Because now, guess what? You mess up Terrence Howard. Now people gonna ask, like Chris Ray said, where was her dad? remember, he's an actor, so he was touring, he was doing other things. He probably knew about the situation, but he kept everything in the hush hush. Certain things that happen with family affairs, you don't have to make it a public announcement about it. There's stuff like this, like, of course, we don't want to be insensitive. Stuff like this do occur on a daily basis, especially when it comes to aspect of the Black community. However, don't announce it. Social media is not for that. It's not a place for that. That way you go see a therapist or you go speak with someone, a local pastor, someone that can help you overcome this tragic experience. Because you know this experience it's very difficult, very difficult, and it takes a strong person to come out and speak on that. But to me, you shouldn't come on social media because remember, people on social media, you may have forgiveness, but people on social media don't. They got a lot of trolls, and people don't care less about your situation, and probably could be angry with you that you went in social media because they don't want nobody to know about their dark secret past. Go right ahead, King. Your thoughts.
I don't want people to think I'm insensitive. I need to put a disclaimer out. I support women. I'm tired of like Ron said this. Why is this for the internet, baby? Go to therapy. This is not for the internet. Why he's not in jail? Let's stop coming to the internet. Let's start going to the police place or going to the DA office so we can bring up charges. Then I'm kind of hard to try to understand where you're coming from. You holding the phone and you got something else in your hand. You got time to drink and still talk? Bro, I know an SA victim. They're not holding phones. They're rolling on the floor, crying their eyes to sleep. They don't even want to be touched. So this is what I'm confused about. Why you not in therapy, baby? Why do we got to know this? Why he not in prison? Let's go round him up, put him in tar, feather him, and do what we got to do. This ain't for the internet. This is trauma. I understand that, Crystal H, but there's a point that I'm trying to get to. You see what I'm trying to say? There's a point that I'm trying to get to. When this thing happened, we need to act on it right now. Let's blitz him. You not like so, and then she's talking like she's reading a poem. I know people need to share their stuff, but not on the internet, my love. This is private. Like, I get where you coming from. Not everybody supposed to know your business. Let therapy and the police and the DA need to know this.
See, it's the same thing with the Kanye West when he shared his story about him doing certain stuff with his cousin. Guess what? People are now using that against him. They're not doing it because it's something good. They're using it against him because they're like, we don't like Kanye West. So look, you did this to your cousin. Certain things should not be shared on the internet. Period. That's just my thing. That's just my thing. That's what my stance on. Go ahead, Jordan.
Yeah, well, and I see this a lot when it comes to younger generation, younger millennials, and also Generation Z's. For some reason, when it comes to on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever, they feel comfortable of tear their stories and put it out in the web like that. For me, I don't get it. I know for us, Hakeem, Ronnie, I don't get it. Usually stuff like this, especially me as a parent, if my daughter ever experienced something like that, which I would think would never happen, I want her to, talk to me about it, and we'll start the process of going to therapy and everything. I don't like stuff like this, information like this. Which people can look at it. They can say some helpful things, and also they can say some hurtful things too. So I'm still I'm old school where I feel like stuff like this should never be on the internet. It's start with the process and talking about it, talk to a therapist, and try to do some healing and everything. But for some people, they think speaking it out loud on the internet, they think it helps them. I guess it can help them out, and also they can try to help somebody else out who's going to the same situation with them. Me, I would never would get that, but younger generation, they just think differently as we do, and when it comes to this type of stuff, I disagree. Though younger generation putting this stuff out there, I feel like stuff should be private and work through it privately.
And I heard that, but Chris Day, you got on learners. I was like, oh, go ahead. I can't finish your thought.
No. I want to tell something. Sugar Bum, if you hear me clearly, we don't want nobody to keep these things secret. We just don't we're not trying to keep family secrets. I'm saying Let's go to the police. Let's go to the therapist. Let's go get them locked up. Let's put them in a home. You feel me? You say we're gonna stop falling for this beggar.
Oh no, don't pay attention to that. Shout out to Jesse. That's also the business. You don't have to read every comment. But the aspect when it comes to SA, when it comes to like family affairs, to me, I understand women are sharing stuff on the internet. Crystal H say, "Was a fault that he support her in this?" You gotta understand something, Crystal H. Everybody's grown. You can do whatever you want. It's your phone. You can share whatever you want to share. But however, you gotta understand there's gonna be consequences. There's some people that are gonna relate to your story. They're gonna have sympathy for you. They're gonna understand where you're coming from. But there's other people they're gonna hate you as well. So you gotta be open to that as well. Because when you share something to the internet, man, you sharing that to the masses. It's not just a small group of people. It's to millions of people. And remember, her father is well known in Hollywood. It's Terrence Howard, well known in Hollywood. So every decision you make gonna have consequences, whether it's good or bad. You gotta take it for what it is. Like, share, and subscribe, guys. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right hand side. Remember to click all because we do go live each and every day at 7 o'clock Eastern time. Shout out to everybody that's watching us all across the board. She like, we skip your comment. We didn't skip your comment, Just Jay. What do you say? Like, what did Just Jay say? She said we skip my comment.
Hold on. Just Jay, what you say?
He said that
good day.
everything that goes on in house stays in his house, and it's over.
Where's that? I don't even see that.
Right here.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I see it. We see it. We got you, Just Jay. I see it.
Yeah, hold on. Let me highlight that because I want Just Jay to understand something. Hello?
Go ahead. We on overtime anyway, but go ahead.
Let's go back. She said the age of every. Okay, Just Jay. I agree with you, Just Jay. This needs to be told, but let's go to the authorities. Let's not put this out on the internet. You feel me, understand? Let's not let 30,000 people know what's going on. Let's put them in jail.
Now you know about how many views did that video get? It got over 100,000.
It's got over 100,000. You know what I mean? I'm not telling no. I say, baby, we need to go to therapy and we need to go get him and handle him. But now you on the internet, because here's the thing. What if his mama don't want that online? What if the uncle and the cousins? Like all this exposing stuff, I get it. To prevent, the way we prevent by just put him in jail. Let him do a 20-year sentence. Best thing for us to do. Your business ain't supposed to be out there, everything. But let's go put him in jail. I'm not saying not to keep this secret. It's saying that I'm sweeping it under the rug. I said, let's go put him in prison. Let's get him locked up. Let's put him in an insane asylum.
He was only 12 years old, I came. She was only 2.
Hey, we'll rehabilitate him.
How? He not doing it now. He only did it when they was kids.
Yeah.
That was it. But remember, people can do what you want. You're grown, people. But I'm telling you, there's consequences to everything. Shout out to the lovely JJ, that's also in the building. Shout out to Sugar Bomb, that's also in the building. Shout out to Crystal H, a new subscriber. Thank you so much for being here. We really do greatly appreciate you. Shout out to also the Crypto. Crypto made me rich. Thank you so much for being here as well. And shout out to also that new subscriber, that guy. I don't know, King, what's his name? We didn't highlight his comment. He was going in. I was like, no, don't highlight his comment. What's this guy's name? But I want to make sure I give you a proper shout out.
I think that was a girl. Justine.
Now that, but shout out to also No Changes that was in the building. Love you, Bobby Bryan. Thank you so much, Bobby, for being here. We really do greatly appreciate you. Shout out to that new subscriber. Hakeem already gave a shout out. Shout out to all the new subscribers. We really do greatly appreciate you guys for subscribing to the channel, leaving comments. We do appreciate the love. You guys don't understand. Y'all making KL Culture Radio the biggest thing on the planet. Shout out to Patrick that was watching us on Instagram. Shout out to Eating and Traveling with Jay, also watching us on Instagram. Shout out to Lucci Pierre, which is also a woman who was watching us on Instagram. Thank you so much for tuning in. We really do greatly appreciate it. Shout out to also the over 100 people that was watching us today all across the board. We thank you guys so much for tuning in on this lovely Wednesday evening. Guys, make sure to go to KL Culture Radio description, in the description where you can find the KL Culture Radio store, where we have the KL Culture Radio merch. the t-shirt, the hat, the coffee mug, the sweaters, you name it. Everything is in the KL Culture Radio store and also on top of the chat as well. So go all the way on top of the chat. You will see the link and it will lead you guys to the KL Culture Radio store where you can get the merch. Come over here and support the platform. We really do greatly appreciate y'all. Not only that, guys, also very important to go to KL Culture Radio Community tab because in the community tab, well, you can find Prince I King book. This guy here, Raising Kings, out now. And also Black Love. So, guys, if you want to go read, go ahead, support the brother, man. Get that book, Raising Kings, and also Black Love. And also his album that's out now, too, as well. So, guys, go ahead, check it out. Remember, on the back, there's a QR code. You click it. It leads you guys straight over to the album, so you go ahead and listen to it. It's on all the major platforms, music-wise. Go ahead and support the brother. Let's make him the biggest thing on the planet. That being said, Hakeem, you got the commercial ready, Hakeem?
I don't have the commercial ready. My bad, brother. Please forgive me, Kareem. I should have had it ready, but you know, I'm lost in transition.
Like always, guys, thank you for tuning in to KL Culture Radio. We'll be back tomorrow on Vertical Live Thursday. We over and out. Peace.